everybody. All right, sorry I was configuring everything. I was being warned that I needed to change my configuration, but I'm all good. All right, so happy Black Friday and happy belated Thanksgiving to all my American friends who celebrated yesterday. And I just thought, you know what? I figured I should get on. I don't know why I felt compelled to get on for I'm going to do about an hour because I don't want to lose my voice, but I just wanted to get on and say hey and do some readings and not a lot of talking, just more readings. And I'm going to do something just kind of a little different tonight as well. I have Lalanya who helps me out on the board, and she's going to go through as well. And instead of me having to, go through and read through the texts, she's going to be watching everybody's comments and stuff, and she's gonna kind of make a list for me of boom, 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 who I have to get through and read, and it'll just be that much faster because I can see everybody. But then to get through it and jump through to the end and read stuff, it always takes up time, and it's reading time. And since I'm only gonna do it for about an hour, I don't want to take up time reading through everybody's messages because it's like I'm standing at totally quiet, reading. So I don't want to do that. So yes, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's totally Christmas time now. We can all put up our trees. Whoop, whoop. All right. So for those of you who have never had a reading with me, these galleries I do are free. If you want something private, you have to go to my website. You can book it there. It's rebeccafoster.co or midwestmedium.co. And so my information comes from God, from spirit guides, and people who have passed over. And I basically take what I am shown and then I repeat it. So everything comes through symbolically first, and then I explain what it means. All right, so I'm just going to check one other thing here and put it out there. My computer, you guys all know that I am getting a new computer coming up here soon because I hate this thing. I will never buy another one of these computers again. I'm seriously also thinking about a Mac. Just maybe, I don't know. So if anybody's had a Mac, tell me what you think. Okay, so I am going to start this gallery tonight with Rebecca Waters. All right. So again, I'm going to explain first what I'm seeing, and then I will explain what it means. Okay. All right. So when I look for everybody, also I make eye contact. I'm an eye contact person, and the camera are your eyes. But when I'm doing this, I am looking off into what, if you could just picture like a big veil over everything, that's what I'm looking at. Now, my guides have trained me to understand their symbolisms through a beach. So the first thing I do for everyone is go to their beach. And the beach represents safety, security, and grounding. The water of any kind represents problems or situations a person sees, and it can also represent opportunity. It just depends on how it presents itself. So that's how I'm going to go. So I'll also explain as I walk along the beach what is happening there. So so we're going to start off with Rebecca Waters. All right. So let me see. All right. So for you, Rebecca, the first thing that your guides are showing me is that you are on what appears to be a log raft, and you are you've got a rope tied to both sides of it in the front, kind of like horse reins. And you're standing up barefoot. You look like you used to be wearing a really nice suit, and you've taken the coat off. You have the blouse, the skirt, and it's quite wavy, and you are almost like bareback riding a horse is really what it looks like, but you're on a raft on the water. So what this first off tells me, and I can hear somebody also on your beach that's yelling to you, so this would be family, someone that's a loved one, and you are yelling, they're yelling at you, and you're like, I can't, I'm busy, I can't yet. So you are hanging on and you look like you're a bucking bronco, seriously. You're hanging on with your left hand, Your right hand is up in the air and you're trying to balance as the waves are throwing you. And what it means is that one, you're on the water and you went out in this really beautiful suit. So this represents career goals, gaining your own identity, personal identity. Finally, after a long time, you are able, getting out on the water. And so you go out in this beautiful suit. So you take this log, which has what appears to be 5 logs, so the 5th of the month, May of 5 would be a significant number for you. Please excuse my throat too. I probably shouldn't be doing this tonight. I should be resting my vocal cords, but I'm just a little defiant lady, aren't I? Okay, so you are going out on the water on this raft, which means you would have had some forethought. You would have contemplated going out. You would have tried to gone out to improve your personal situation, that sort of a thing. You get out there, there's rough water. It is turning out to not be exactly what you planned, and it may also mean that you got involved within a company that may be overturning people. It may be changing. There may be things happening where people are coming and going and you don't know exactly where you stand career-wise. You're not sure which direction to go in. You're barefoot, which means nothing is holding you back. You have good control. Even in the midst of this huge storm, you are still doing your best to ride out. There's a gnat of some kind, it's annoying, to ride out this storm. And you are saying, I can't come in yet. I gotta deal with this. I gotta do stuff. And so this is all positive. And the fact that you're hanging on with your left hand means that you're being thoughtful, rational, logical. You're doing your best to maintain all of the straight thoughts, the critical thinking. And then you've got the balance over here that's basically your artistry, your creativity. And that's helping you as you're going through this to say, I'm not crazy. Okay, I see all the beauty in this. I'm seeing beyond this. This is, even though this is falling apart, I see this happening. So there's still this optimism in the process of things that may not be fully pushing forward. It may feel like, and one person might look at this and go, that's a failure. And you're looking at it going, no, it's just, this is how it's rolling. So this for you, Rebecca. It's very awesome. And I'm sorry I took a little bit longer. It's just that I was going with the vibe and bringing me into where I needed to be. So for you, that's amazing. My computer just turned off. Okay, so that is for you. All right, so Ramandeep, this one is for you. So at some point, you have climbed a tree. And it is a really big tree. I'm thinking, looking at this is at least 200 years old. And you're barefoot. You are in brown slacks. They've worn the hem off. They're kind of up like, they're short like capris. You've got a t-shirt on with a shirt over it. You've climbed this tree, like you've straddled the tree and you've climbed the tree. And you have moved up into the branches and you've climbed through the limbs and you're up high enough to where you are able to see the expanse of things. The tree is plush and lush and full and dark green and highly fed. And what this is telling me, first of all, trees represent grounding. They represent the roots, the foundation of who we are, the foundations, the root systems going in. It represents the planting of oneself. And it also represents what I'm hearing you saying is almost a bit like, I don't care what this says. I have to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. So there's a bit of really trusting oneself and one's heart here for you, and that you may be going against what others are trying to tell you. And it looks like, it feels like what they're doing is they're trying to tell you what to do because they don't want to see you taking a road or a trip that might be hard or difficult or on you, not so much on them, but on you. And you're like, no, I feel like I have to do this. I have to do it this way. Because if I don't, there are things I'm going to miss. Like your soul knows that this path that you're taking may be more difficult, that others may have already taken it. They know the easy route. However, there's something for your soul to learn here. And so You climb this tree that represents tradition, it represents roots, it represents family, it represents everything a person would want, like what your soul wants. You've climbed this tree barefoot, so nothing is holding you back. Your pants are wore up, which means this has been a very long road for you. And it's been difficult, and you've also given up a lot by climbing up. You've got nobody around you, which means that people around you, family and close friends, like intimate relationships around you, would be feeling at times left behind by you. And it's not that you are like looking at them going, screw you, I don't want you to follow me. It's that you're saying, I have to do this. With or without you, I have to do this. So you're climbing the tree, you get to the top, there is blessings. The tree is it's lush, it's full. There's blessings coming for you, the fruits of labor, the hardships, these are all coming to you. They will be yours to share as you want, and you're going to get the full perspective. It's happening, it's like right on top of you. Like I want to it's like right here. Like bleh, I want to like throw it up to you, Ramandeep. It's like right here. And all positives happening. You're in the midst of it. And you may, the next thing before I leave you, be careful of the steps that you take, because it feels like you walk in a hurry, like, yeah, I finally reached it. And then boom, as you walk in, it's like oil all over the ground and you're like trying to catch your balance. So even though you may feel like you're at the finish line of this hard path, be cautious as you move forward. Take your time, because there is a slippery slope, a slippery step coming up to where you're going to have to still, at the very end, maintain your balance, your composure, your tact, your diplomacy, all those things. And so that's very awesome. God bless you. All right. So then next I'm going to read London's Mama. London's Mama. Okay. All right. That's just a little bit of leftover turkey coming out there, see? All right. London's Mama. Let's take a peek. Okay. London's Mama. The one thing that I am seeing for you here is that there is a doorway. It looks like you're actually holding London. Okay, so I'm looking at you this way. So you've got London on your right. You've got a bag over your left. And the doorway, as you're walking through this doorway, I feel almost like two north nodes of a magnet. So it's almost as if and it's coming from both sides, which is, well, let me correct myself. I'm sorry. Correct. Behind you, you're being pulled back, and as you're walking through the door, you're being pushed back. So two north nodes, boom, 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 north and south. So what this is saying is that you know that you're supposed to be walking through a doorway right now. You know that there's this difficult situation where you and London are concerned, where you are concerned and being her mama, okay? And so you have to walk through this door, and you know you do. But what they're saying is that the timing is off. Like your soul knows what you're supposed to do, but the timing is off. So Spirit's kind of going, hold up, wait. Okay, you go, no, you stop, you go. Yep, let's go. Come on, go. So Spirit, universe, God, they're saying you're doing the right thing. This is a doorway we want you to walk through. You have to walk through it, okay? It's a tight door, too. You have to squeeze through this doorway. This represents the fact that it's a godly path, and it's also going to be difficult. It's never easy when something is narrow. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You're doing it with a baby and a huge, hefty bag on your shoulder, okay? And so Spirit is saying stop, and then you got somebody behind you that represents a magnet that is trying to pull you back through the door. Whoever that is cannot walk through this doorway with you. And that's where I think part of the difficulty is you're going to have to give something up to walk through this door. And it looks like you're ready to. It's just Spirit is saying no. Something still has to happen for you. And then you're going to walk through the door. And it looks positive. It looks like finally when you walk through, it's kind of like when you put Pop Rocks in your mouth and it's like, ah, and everybody's listening to your mouth exploding and it's super fun and you just want to keep doing it over. That's the kind of feeling it is. It's pretty awesome. All right. So London's Mama, you have a difficult transition to make, but you have the strength, you have the ability, you've got it all the resources are all over your shoulder. And not to worry about your daughter, because everything you're doing is compiling children around you, so you're all good. All right. So next I'm going to read Sharon Lindsay. All right, Sharon, let's take a peek at you. Let me get a drink of my tea real quick. Okay. All right. Don't put it past me because I have spit stuff out before on accident just because I laugh. All right. Sharon Lindsay. So Sharon, the first thing for you that I'm seeing is that you have I want to make sure how many you've got here. First, you have somebody around you that feels multidimensional. So Sharon, if you have been feeling that you've got, like, if you ever feel like that feeling of being watched or that there's someone right there with you, it feels like there is. And it feels multidimensional, meaning that this would be someone who's not in this dimension, like one more out. And so they're aware of you, and you could probably feel them, but you're not seeing them. Okay. And it's so strange because that's what they want me to tell you. And this feels more like, not like somebody that is a family member. This feels more, I don't know if I want to call it an angelic guide either. It's not bad. It's nothing bad. It's almost as if it's another energy out there. I can't explain it. It just looks like a shadow of a person, and they're right there talking to you, and you're aware of them, and animals are probably aware of them, but you're not seeing them. So it makes me think that maybe you've got some kind of like a cross path or an opening or something going on around you within your home, a portal, a doorway, something where they're kind of coming in and checking you out and then going out. It's really strange. I've never seen it before. So this is for Jessie. Who am I on right now? Sharon Lindsay. Okay, I'm sorry. Sharon Lindsay. So that's the one thing. So then the next thing that I keep seeing over and over again, that's why I had to count this, was that you're just standing like in a line, and then this energy comes along and hands you this huge key. It's like this big, and it's a skeleton key, and it's got on a ring several other keys, and apparently they don't matter. But you're standing there and you're like, what was this? What is this for? Like, what am I going to do with this? Like, where did this even come from? And so what they're saying here is that you have the resources right now, that you have the key. Let me see here. Where is the key for? The key is going to unlock a difficult conversation. It almost feels as if you are, I don't want to say the middleman, but you are given the key of mediation. I can't even think. To be a mediator. Okay? Don't ask me after all this time, this really long day, to come up with the right words properly, because it's just not going to happen. I can't promise you anything. I just can't promise it. Okay? All right. So, the key is going to be enabling you to mediate a conversation that should happen between, well, it feels like it should happen with you as well. However, you look like the most neutral party of the three. And basically what they're saying is that unexpectedly you will be drawn into this conversation. You're going to have to play like Switzerland here. Go totally neutral. And you're going to have to listen and allow both sides to explain and express without taking sides. You can do it. You feel, your energy feels very much where it can just kind of pull back and withdraw. So there's this neutrality in your abilities. You'd make a great nurse too, because you can unemotionally deal with things and then assess yourself later. It's very cool. So you've got this big key. It deals with mending of relationships. You're going to be a part of that. Okay. All right. So Jessie Garcia. Jessie, Jessie, Bo Bessie, Banana, Bean, Bo Bessie. Jessie, Jessie. What is going on with Jessie? Yes, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you so much for all of that. I'm sorry, I'm switching here really quickly because my thing switched to top chat and I don't know why. I don't know why it all switched to top chat. Okay. Wait, let me see this really quick. All right. I can't read all of the texts. There's so much. I do have help right now from Lalanya. And I just wanted to make sure that everything was still working. Okay. Yes, hello, 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 everybody. Hello, everybody. All right. I'm going to switch back here. It's all working smoothly. That's all that matters. I don't have any kibosh. All right. So, Jessie. So, Jessie, you have this, as I'm, okay, this is basically it. Let me just tell you what I'm seeing. So, when I'm looking down on you, you're on your beach, which is good. You're in control of things right now. You can handle anything that comes your way. What they're saying is that you can deal very well with things because you keep most emotional things at bay. Like you keep your personal issues at bay. You don't discuss them and you do not really focus so much on them that you're like, oh my God, I'm going to take half of my Saturday and contemplate my misery. You don't do that. You keep yourself busy. You like to tell other people what to do. You're good at delegating. And this is an important aspect as to who you are as far as character and work abilities and that sort of a thing. And as I'm watching you, you look like you have a phone. Well, you've got the phone in your hand and you have like an earpiece in. You have little white heels on and a white skirt and a white top. Those represent spirituality and the desire for spirit and God to work in your life. It represents the hope for answers, for discernment, for wisdom. So there is prayer going on there. And the shoes represent the perception or the actual happening of feeling held back. Like you want to go do something, you want to feel something, you want to experience something, but you can't because blah, 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 blah. So you have to figure out what the because is. And I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, what would even ever hold her back? Like she looks together. She looks like she's got it together. She looks successful. She looks like if you get in her way, she's going to run you over. And that may be part of it, is that there is emotional aspects of who you are that are holding you back. It's not so much a person externally or a situation. Those things are only symptoms of what is happening. So basically, you have, and it feels mostly like male influence around you. So father figure, which would then fall into all forms of relationships beyond that, and how you may or may not open yourself up in those relationships. And then accidentally sabotage things, not meaning to, but it just happens, and the fear or the dislike of opening up only fuels that. So what Spirit is saying is it's time for you to throw on a really sad movie, watch it by yourself, because you don't cry in front of people, and get yourself some Kleenex, get all whimpery, snotty, and crying, and when you are to that point, open yourself up and let Spirit will do some magic within you by helping you to identify places and things that have happened that you need to let go of. Because I'm just going to throw this out there right now. This is for everybody listening. It's not just for Jessie. Whatever has happened from this very second beyond is the past. And we can all look at the past, every single one of us, and go, well, this and this and this happened to me, and that jackass raised me, or this person was an alcoholic, or they abused me. I was sexually abused. I was physically abused. I was a drug dealer. I was a drug addict. Everybody's got a story. Nobody out there has a perfect life. And if they claim to, they're lying. And you cannot base your future, your actions on what you're doing on anything that's happened in the past. Because if I told you my past, you'd probably like mouth hanging open. So it doesn't matter what has happened to you. It's how you deal with it. It's how you take those ingredients and go, what can I do with this? Have you ever had like a night when you have nothing on the menu for dinner and you're like, I've got no food left? I've been there, and I think, I've got this. What the heck am I making? And you make dinner, and it's really good. It's the same thing. It's taking all that you've got and going, what can I make good out of all of this? What are people going to eat? And you take those things, and instead of creating a sorrowful, horrible, sad, excuse-laden life, and you go, this happened to me, and this happened to me, and this is how I got through it, and this is the shit that I went through. Like, I was down. I went into drugs. I drank. I did whatever your story is. And take that and then use it to lift other people up who will later on going through the school of life, and who later on go, I am going through this and this, and you can look at them and go, I know I can help you. And they're going to look at you and go, what the heck do you know? You don't know what I'm talking about. And that's when you're able to say, oh, yes, I do, because this is what I've been through. And then you, all of a sudden, you just provide a little bit of hope to that person that if you can do it, I can do it. And so take what you've got, take what school you've gone through, and use that to lift other people up. And nobody's perfect. None of us are. Believe me, I say things that I'm like, what, did I just say that? Did I just say that? We're all not. None of us are perfect. But you know what? Jesus didn't hang out with the perfect people, okay? He hung out with the prostitutes and the tax collectors and all those bad people, okay? So it's just the way it is. I had to say it. I had to go off on my little train tangent there. So next, I'm gonna read for Tiffany, and she's new. So we're gonna read for Tiffany now. All right, Tiffany. And my cat flew by me just now and just gave me an absolute heart attack, but y'all didn't see that, did you? You may have heard him, but I almost flew out of my chair because he came up flying behind me. Scared the bejesus out of me. Okay. All right, so Tiffany. Let's see what's going on with Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany. Bradley, if you're on listening to this right now, will you just yell and say, yes, I'm on listening to this? Because I can hear you laughing. So I'm just wondering if you're actually... Okay. Tiffany. I'm looking for Tiffany. Hi, Carly. I can hear Bradley and you talking. That's why it's very distracting, because he's got a big mouth, unlike his mother. Okay, Tiffany. So Tiffany, you have a lot going on here. You have a lot going on. And that's why it's taking me a moment to figure out where you are. Because as I'm watching this, you are sitting with your back up against what appears to be like a mountain. And you have well, at first your feet were out kind of in front of you with your ankles crossed over. And then all of a sudden, it's like you sat forward and realized, and you were like, wait a second, like what's going on here? And at that moment, you kind of pull your legs up and you kind of go into an upright fetal position. So what this is telling me is that, one, mountains are not a bad thing. Mountains just represent our own personal, almost like things that we know. It's as if we know we're supposed to go through, it's already been presented to us, like we're about to start school, or you're about to do something that that you're aware of, and it can, in that it's like if somebody told me how difficult it was going to be to write a book in the beginning, I may have sat back and gone, I am not doing that. I don't want to do that. But in looking back, I'm thinking, thank God I did that. And so this is almost as if it's like something you know you're about to embark on is going to require climbing this mountain, okay? But you're not being given all the details because, again, you may look at that at first and go, that is just too high. Like, how? I can't do that. I don't have enough self-confidence to do that. But what they're saying is, yeah, you do. And it's so funny watching you go from laid back to, holy cow, what am I doing? Where am I? Why am I even in this position? Why have I done this to myself? And, I'm from your perspective, I'm watching people walking around and they're looking at you and you're like looking up at them and they look down and they walk through and there's a crevice between the mountains over here that obviously they're walking through, and you are about to do something great. You are about to do something great in your life. So apparently this is your mountain and you look fully prepared to climb it. And I can tell you it feels monumental, almost as if you're finishing an education or starting an education and going on with like a doctoral or master's. Going to do something that's going to be difficult but very fulfilling. And mountains don't take very long. They don't. It's more of a perseverance, determination combination. And there's an easy way to do it, but gosh, I don't think it would mean as much in the end if you took the easy route out. So for you, Tiffany, but I want to tell you one more thing before I move on. If it doesn't feel right as you're moving along, don't do it. Meaning, you may be about to make a major change in your life, but if it doesn't include the right people, make sure you don't bring those people along. Almost, for instance, like, I'm about to get married, and you're feeling right as you're walking up going, I don't know why I'm doing this, I don't love this person, or this isn't the right one. It's much harder to get a divorce than to ruin a wedding. You know what I mean? Okay. Not that you're going to do that. I'm just saying that's the kind of idea. It's making sure that you are fulfilling what is right for you, not what's right for everybody sitting down at the wedding. Okay. Because they'll be fine. There's still wine to be had and champagne and food because you're going to celebrate life. All right. So next I'm going to read for Crystal Farrington. Crystal. What time is it? I want to just keep track. Okay. All right. All right. Where am I? Crystal. Let's take a peek. Crystal, the message for you right now is if it doesn't involve you, don't get involved. If it is not about you, don't talk about it. If it is considered, I'm not sure exactly, don't talk about it. If it's not something about you that you know for a fact, stay out of it. Because what they're doing is they have you standing there going, extra, extra, read all about it. And what they're saying is that you don't want to be 411. And you don't want to be the one that people refer to as like blabbermouth. So they're saying zip it right now. There's also this thing that they're telling me about you feeling misjudged. That you don't feel completely included. And they're telling you this for a reason. They're saying that you don't always feel as part of the in group. You always, regardless if you're in, you always feel like you're the outsider. That you really don't feel like you have any close or true friends. People that that you could, people that can blackmail you with information. Those people, really, it's almost like they don't exist around you. That you have more acquaintances and people that you feel more or less, that you can hang out with, but they're not so much those people that you would know would save you in the middle of an issue or a real need. Spirit is telling you this because they want you to know, they know that they understand whatever is going on around you and that you really aren't alone. I once sat on a porch and I was going through a really rough time, and I was on my back deck actually, and I had just finished a reading. This was years ago, and I went on my back deck and I sat there and I looked up. I'm in the middle of an Iowa cornfield pretty much. And I looked up and I went, God, everybody comes to me and I can give them messages from you, and I can give them answers, about their lives, and I can tell them things that I shouldn't know. So I go, who the heck am I supposed to go to? Because I don't have that. And he was like, what are you talking about? You've got me. You've got Jesus. You've got me. You've got your angels. And then I thought, oh, I feel so stupid. And that was really it. I felt dumb. I felt like, okay, I get it. I'm so sorry. This freaking chair is like so hard on my butt. All right, I'm sitting on my son's coat. All right. It's like hurting my butt bone. All right, so that was really it. It was a moment for me when I realized I'm never alone. I'm never without someone who knows what's going on in my life. And so just always know that. And there's so many people. I mean, I am who I am, but I have family around me who look at me and go, Rebecca, there is no God. Jesus is a myth. And you know what? I'm sitting on your coat. You don't like it, that's just too bad, okay? I'm sitting on his coat. So anyway, it was basically like I just knew I was never alone. And there are people out there who don't believe. And you know what? All you can do is just do your best where you are concerned with spirit. And go to him. Like I tell people, before you get a reading from me, refer to your Bible. Refer to what you pray, who you pray to. And if you still are not getting messages, then cool. I will totally help you get your foot in the door and open that up. And that's what my whole goal is to help people to open up to spirit and to God and who they pray to. Because, people who I read for, not everybody prays to Jesus and God. And, some people are praying to Muhammad. Some, there are other gods out there that people pray to, and it's not my business to say who they should or should not pray to. All that matters is that people are going to where their heart is telling them to, that they're looking to something else. So that's really it. I'm not here to preach religion on people. I just want people to have some spirit, Okay. So that is for you, Crystal, that you are not alone. And that God is calling for your attention right now. He wants to talk to you alone. I always find a way to find a quiet spot, maybe a bench, or in my mind, I don't go find a bench by a lake because it's freaking cold, okay, in Wisconsin in the winter, and you just can't do that crap. So I, in my mind, go to a beach, I find a bench, and then I picture Jesus sitting there, and I sit either on the floor or the ground, and I talk to him. Sometimes he tells me how bad I have been and how naughty I have been and how I should never flip people off while I'm driving down the street, that I should not get angry with old people in Walmart who don't walk fast enough. But that is just because I am 100% sinner. All right. I can't help myself. All right. Y'all, nobody here can tell me they haven't had cart rage in Walmart before, okay? All right. So, and it can be absolutely anywhere. You go into any grocery store and people are just like, I don't know what kind of sugar to buy today. And then they block the whole sugar aisle, All right. But that's just one of my flaws. Okay. What the heck? All right. Perfect. So, Carol Jones. So, God bless, Crystal. Just make sure you make that connection. The light's on, on the door. Just go knock on the door and he'll answer it. All right, Carol Jones. Carol, you have got these beautiful, I don't even know what color they are. They're like a blue-gray heel, and it's not, so it looks like a 1940s heel. It's really beautiful. And you are walking up these steps that when you step on them, it sounds like tap shoes. Clack, 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 clack. And it makes you want to dance, and they sound so crisp and so clear, and they're beautiful. And they're lit by one little hanging light above the staircase. Obviously, you are in a very creepy basement with nice stairs. Creepy basement. Oh my God. They're the worst. They're the worst. I always talk about creepy basements. So, there is accomplishment here. There is well, for me, the symbolism of moving out of something that would have been scary, that would have felt like, imagine being in one of those 1920, 21 kind of stone basements with the little light switch in the middle of it that you have to walk across the dark basement with all the hobgoblins to pull the little light chain and pray to God that when you turn it on, there's not a bunch of faces around you. That is the basement. The fear, just the feeling of emptiness or the feeling of loneliness, and the deafening quiet that can happen down there. And so you're moving out of this, and you've got these beautiful shoes on. Now, shoes would represent the feeling of being held back, the feeling of being repressed or restricted from movement. However, these shoes are going to be coming off soon, and I personally can manipulate a lot of things. Like, I can put you on an elephant, I can put you on a trapeze and see how well you do, but I can't take shoes off. And what this represents is that this light that at one point would have been scary or represented what could shed light on scary things, it feels more health related and it feels more medical. So now all of a sudden this light is representing you coming out of this basement, out of this darkness. It's shedding light on this beautiful sounding, wonderful news kind of a thing as you climb this staircase. And you're going to be kicking those puppies off pretty soon. They just look like, you look like, what's her name on top of like the mountain singing, "The Hills Are Alive." That's what you look like. You're like, singing on the mountaintop, okay? In Austria during World War II. That's pretty much the setting, right? So that's what you're doing. You are taking this negative situation, you're moving through it, and now all of these positive things are coming. It feels health related. It feels like, whew, like you can finally breathe. So that's for you, Susan. And it's funny because this may be even a situation that you would perceive, but it might be involving someone close to you as well. That now final clarity, clearing, remission, that kind of a thing, health related. And see, I'm not on the YouTube channel. Let me see here. So I really can't see. All right. Cart rage. I know. See? Patty, I'm telling you. Seriously. Okay, this is my story. I went to see the lights that were put up, okay? And stopped. My kids all decided after dinner that after they didn't eat, they were all still hungry. So now I stop at McDonald's, okay? I hate McDonald's. I don't like McDonald's. However, they want oatmeal, whatever. Get in line, and you know you have to decide which lane's going to go the fastest. You always choose the wrong one. And I got behind this guy who was at the like, let me think, I'm at McDonald's. It's been around for 100 years, and I don't know what I want to order. So oh my God, I was yelling out the window. I'm like, figure it out. What are you going to get? It's chicken nugget. I was like yelling. Obviously, I helped him order because he finally looked in his rearview mirror, and I'm like, hi, because I have so much patience. And he pulled on up. But seriously, how do you go to McDonald's after 100 years of this place being open and not know what they've got on their menu? Figure it out, right? So yeah, I had McDonald's reach too. It was funny, but I am so not perfect. This is my only vice. I have no patience at all, none at all. So figure it out while you're waiting in line at McDonald's and you've got 50 cars in front of you. Like, what does everybody want? So I get up there. I don't have to like wait forever. But that's pretty much it. All All right. Right? I know. Okay, so let me get back to my thing here. All right, so I got like 15 minutes left. All right, so it's just funny, come on. I have no patience. I just have none. I really pray for it every day. I do. I pray for it every day. I pray for patience all the time. Okay, so I think, let's see here. Who am I going to read next? Let's look. Let me flip up here. Okay, so you, Rebecca, you've got an 11-year-old who's scared, who's getting pulled on. What she needs to do, especially at 11, what you both need to do, and I'm going to just tell this to everybody, that if you ever experience anything like that within your home, I can tell you that when my kids, my little ones especially, if they see something, I never say, that's not real. I don't, because it's real. They know it's real, and I want them to know that these things are legitimate out there. It's just that what I tell them is, don't acknowledge it. If you see it, ignore it. You don't want to give it energy, and you don't want it to let you know that you really can see it. Like, oh my God, I see that. If you express the knowledge that it's there, it's going to know, oh, they can see me, and they're going to harass you more. So what I do as a family, especially if there are things happening in the house, and it is obviously apparent to me, Bradley will usually see it as well. Get some, people always do smudging, okay? But don't just use sage. You want to use frankincense as well, and sweetgrass. And you can get sweetgrass smudge sticks. So what I'll do is I'll take frankincense oil and I will put that on the smudge stick. And then I will use a sweetgrass sage smudge stick. As a family, you walk through your home, you say your prayers of clearing, and I pretty much order it out. And I just say, if you are here in the white light of Christ, you're welcome to stay. If you are not, you have to leave. I do every doorway, bathroom doors, hallway doors, outside doors. Everything that goes out is blessed and safe. Everything that comes in is in the white light of Christ. I do the dogs. I then turn around and let the children do the rooms. And me, mine is staying away from my hair because we don't need that going. Okay, so I involve the entire family so that they are also empowered, and that these things know that they cannot mess with my kids. So Rebecca, I would have your daughter, when she's feeling that, she really needs to take charge and say, do not touch me. You do not have the power to touch me. And if anybody's been on a gallery with me when that has happened, I have turned around and said, you cannot touch me. You don't have the right to touch me. I have not given you permission to do so. They just force it out there. Go away. I don't have time for you right now. That sort of a thing. And usually it will listen. Usually it's not something that is going to just keep harassing you. It can very well be just an energy. A child will do that as well. So you just kind of be strong and force it out. So really it's nothing bad. It's absolutely, you just, as a family, get rid of it. All right, so let's see. Did anybody do any Black Friday? I don't do any Black Friday shopping. I don't do that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me see. This is why I was like, I don't want to read all these, because I get caught up in reading everybody's stuff. Okay, Tamara Deerdorf, if you're still here. Your energy, when I find you, your energy tastes like buttercream, like vanilla candy. Your energy is all vanilla candy. It's really delicious. That tells me you are such a people person, and let me just put it, your external energy that people first find and meet is suck you in, friendly, smiley, happy, jovial. And when I go a little bit deeper, there's like tears of a clown. I like to put it that way because then I don't have to go very deep into the whole thing. It just lets you know that I can see that where everybody else is concerned, they pick up on the happiness, your care, your gentleness towards them. But there is also sadness. And, it's so hard to know that there are so many people, so many people out there who are happy externally, But then when they're alone, they're overcome. And so this is the time when you are feeling sad or depressed or you're just eaten alive by something. This is when you say, I cannot do this anymore. You see this right here? I can't do this anymore. This right here this is going to take me. I can't do it. So I'm just going to give that shit to you because I'm done with it. And that's what I do. I just give it up. And then I don't worry about it anymore. I seriously just, bye-bye. I'm just done. And you have to do that. You just have to do it because it can become overbearing and we don't know what to do with it. And we're human. But all that really awesome spiritualness that we have, we forget it when it pertains to us. Like you can give the best advice to your neighbors and everybody else. But then when it comes to yourself, it's different. So there's a different standard for how we advise ourselves. So, Tamara, when you are alone next time, do some self-reflection and just, for you, Tamara, but everybody else too, we look in a mirror, we can rattle off 10 very quick things about ourselves that are negative, but it's very hard to come up with just 5 positives. See, and I like to tell myself, because I know I can be funny. I know I was raised to be funny. I have a really awesome laugh. It's loud, and people usually tell me to shut up because I'm attracting attention, and that's when I get louder. And I like to make people feel good, and I have an awesome connection with spirit, and my clothes still fit after Thanksgiving. Okay, that's 5 good things, right? All right. So, Tamara, that's for you. 5 good things, okay? All right. Okay, so let's see. So, Jenny Ulmer? Is it Jenny? Ulmer. All right. I think it's Jenny Ulmer, if that's correct. Congratulations on your divorce, Jennifer Pischke. All right. I think I got it right. Jenny Ulmer. Okay. Let's take a peek at Jenny. I don't know if that showed, but something just played with my hair. Somewhere, my hair. Up here. Okay. Jenny. Jenny? Is that right? Okay. I'm sorry, my screen just changed. So, Jenny, for you. I'm looking one place, but I'm being drawn somewhere else. That's why I'm just taking a moment. Okay, I think, hold on, I have to switch. I have to switch to a Tatum because I'm twizzling Janny and Tatum. And I know this for a fact because I was going one place with Janny and then I was pulled back to a fenced-in area where there's a gentleman that's there. And he was, as I was walking by with the energy, and sometimes I'll twizzle people, and excuse me, he's yelling happy birthday, and it's Tatum's birthday tomorrow. And it just dawned on me as I'm looking at this, watching for Janny to walk by to go to the forest, and then this guy kept pulling me back going, tell her happy birthday, and I'm going, wait a second, for her? And then he went, no, so I had to back up and figure out who's he talking about, and he's talking to Tatum. So Tomato. Tatum's birthday is tomorrow. She did post that in the chat room, I think. So I just want to go back and listen to him, and then I'll go to Janny Ulmer in a minute. So Tatum, this gentleman wants me to talk about his right foot. My right foot feels, well, it almost feels gone. I know that sounds weird, but it feels as if something would have happened to my right foot. Either it's numb or it has swollen at some point, and my right foot feels I don't know if it's infected or maybe diabetes, but my right foot from my ankle down feels gone. Like it feels numb. Wants me to acknowledge that. And well, this is weird too. It sounded like he would have said k, so I wasn't sure if that's jack or cage or gauge, but it's guttural, k, g, and a j. So like a jack or a jake, cake, it's all along that line. He's very expressive. And he goes, like that. I don't know what that means. Just like that. That could be an explosion, happiness, birthday candles. And he's got so much energy. Feels grandfatherly. If I look at him now, I can see him clearer. I wasn't sure if he was older or younger, but I'm looking at him, and I am 5'6.5", and he is taller than me, probably 5'10", 5'11". Grayer hair around the sides and the back, so I'm thinking he's thinner or bald on top. And he also looks like he would have been heavier, but he would have lost weight. So he wants me to acknowledge weight loss. So like extra skin kind of a thing. And I don't know if they just said the name Jamie. Is the name Jamie? I'm supposed to talk about a Jamie? And Temple, if that makes sense. I need to see the front. And something about get off your butt. Go get off your butt. Go do this. Get off your butt. Get off your butt. Like, he's stressing this as I'm watching you kind of walk up towards him. This way, I'm standing in the field. He's in front of me by the fence, and you're coming up, and you're like hopping along trying to get your shoes on. You're like moving that fast. Like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And you've got your shoes, and you're putting your shoes on and hopping along. So he's like, what are you doing? Get off your butt. Go do this. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. So he's telling you, you cannot hesitate. You cannot procrastinate. You cannot wait anymore. Just get your butt moving. Go. So he's telling you to get up and go and do something. So I'm wondering if that all makes sense to you. But you're going to have to let me know about that because my chat is way backed up. Like, I can't even get to the bottom of it. Okay, Anita, thank you for my daughter has the same pair. It's mommy and me. Okay, and I had to put these on because today I spilled an entire boiling hot bowl of chicken noodle soup or turkey noodle soup on my legs. Kapunk. It was awesome. It was super awesome. I loved it. Okay. Yes, Tatum, I know you're a girl. Okay. I would never have thought you were a boy. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, it may be that the skin has completely rubbed off at this point. I wouldn't know because I haven't looked, but I'm not in any pain anymore. Okay, so for you, yeah, that's very cool. Wait, what? About my last reading 2 weeks ago when you stated a female was standing at the door. Robert, yes. And when I'm reading that, the one thing I'm supposed to tell you as a confirmation that yes, this is your mother figure is a necklace, like a lei. Like this necklace has flowers all the way across it, so maybe that'll make some sense to you to confirm that it's her. I'm not sure if it's actual flowers or if they're gold, but they are big flowers. So I'm supposed to tell you that. And I'm going to do one more reading here for tonight. And then it was Janie Ulmer. So Janie, what I was going to say to you, let me get back to where I was for you. Tatum, this grandfather figure will be hanging out with you for quite a while. As I'm going back to Janie, I backed up and boom, he was still standing there, like watching you. So he's still there. Talk to him. He's there. So Janie, for you, the one thing that they're showing is that you're up away from your beach. There's really nothing to worry about right now, nothing external, nothing that is going to get in your way, nothing that is going to call your attention from what is going on right now in your current situations in life. Everything that you're dealing with right now is where you really want to focus. And I'm watching you. You're standing in front of the forest entrance. Now, the forest represents personal transformation. It's going from caterpillar to butterfly. And I just want to make sure I'm hearing this properly. And you're going from caterpillar to butterfly. And you are wearing what looks like a wetsuit. As I'm watching, you've got the flippers on, the wetsuit, like the whole scuba diving thing. That's really interesting. This symbolism here is pretty awesome. You've got the whole oxygen tank on. It's in, and you're like, I need this to breathe. I can't breathe. Wow. All right. Janny, so what you say is, I don't know if I can do this. Okay, so picture standing in front of a forest entrance, and it's just thick greenery. Now, the only light that shines through here, if you've never heard me say this before, is the sun through the green, through the canopy, and so it's like this really deep emerald green color, and that can be scary. You know, what the heck's in there? The path is narrow, so there's this squeezed kind of feeling, like Spirit is putting you through something right now. And so God is basically saying, come walk with me. Nobody can go on this walk with you. This is a private journey. Nobody understands when you go through transition. They don't understand that you are dealing with inner demons, letting things out, letting the positive in, letting go of the negatives. And really, truly, the fact that you're wearing a scuba suit and flippers and an oxygen tank tells me that you just got out of the water. And that, or you would have gotten out of the water at some point. Being directly in the water tells me that you would feel overcome with what's going on around you. That you would feel overcome, and that it can be a horrible feeling being in the water where you feel depressed, you feel down, you feel sick to your stomach about yourself and your position and where you are in life. And it can also represent the feeling that even if you didn't just get out of the water, you would be saying, I know the next shoe is going to drop. So there is almost, it's not so much, I don't want to call it pessimism, and I don't also want to give it the idea, so it's pessimism over here, or like the benefit of saying you are aware that things might go wrong. I don't want to do that, because then I'm enabling you to thinking that it's okay to be a pessimist. So somewhere in there you have to go, this is life. And things go badly and things go wrong once in a while. But I can assure you, Janny, that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Exactly where you're meant to be. And life is not always perfect. It sucks a lot. It does. And there are times when I guarantee all of us are going, why am I here? Why am I even doing this? But usually it's just a rhetorical. We already know the answer. We know we're going through it because we need to learn. And you standing in front of this forest finally tells me it's time for you to take off this wetsuit. The scuba suit needs to come off. And you need to allow yourself the feelings and what's going on. You need to allow yourself the ability to feel this transition. And you also need to allow yourself the ability to know that it's okay to curl up in a ball on the ground and cry. Because it's one of the most helpful things that we can do for ourselves. Because all of a sudden we cry everything out and we realize what we're dealing with and who we're dealing with. And as long as you are able to look at that and go, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. As long as you can look at yourself and say those words, you're good. And it's not easy. It's so not easy. Ugh. There's days you just want to curl up in a blanket and, I don't know, eat ice cream and all the sad movies that you can ever watch. Those are healing days too, as long as you look at them as a healing day. You cannot have a sad blanky infested day in your PJs when you are cutting yourself down. You have to look at it as a healing day. And if you start to hear anything negative, you have to tell all of that to go to hell. Kiss the feet of Jesus. That's all you got to do. Because when I start to hear negatives about myself, my surroundings, when I am hearing negatives like, oh, you're a bad mom, or you're a bad this, or you did bad. When I start to hear negatives, I tell us, kiss the feet of Jesus. I don't have time for you today. You are not going to fill my head with a bunch of garbage. Okay, I hate right now, and today just literally sucks, but I'm going to get through it, and y'all need to go to hell. And it's those voices that try to bring you down and try to kick you down and hold you down and beat you up. Because when they do that, they win, and God loses. And that's the ultimate thing because, we have free will. That's a whole other story. Okay, I could go on for hours. I just wouldn't shut up if my voice wasn't feeling so bad. I'd go on for hours. So you're about to go through this amazing transformational journey, and you have to allow it to happen, and you have to look at who you are as far as how strong you are. And that's what's so important, because when you get the end of that, you go, oh my God, I can't believe I went through that, and I survived, and I am still here, and I will never do it again, and I am stronger now for it, and none of that will ever touch me again. I won't allow it. So that's really where we're at. But awesome. So okay, so let me think of anything else. So the 28th of November, so next week, from 8 to 9 p.m., I will be doing a gallery with J.V. Johnson, and that will be done on the TAPS media page on Facebook. And that's from 8 to 9. The 14th of December, I will be here on my YouTube channel from 9 to 11 p.m. Central Standard. The other one is from 8 to 9 Central on the 28th. The 14th of December, I'm doing from 9 to 11 right here on YouTube. And it's just like this. It's a lot of fun. And then, I don't know, I always try to get on and do these little things when I get the energy and the ability. So pay attention. Make sure you share all of this, too, because I know you all know somebody who could listen to this and, be lifted up. I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't know right now. But follow and like and subscribe, and then always get updates when I get on for these last-minute things. So you guys, awesome. Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to everybody. All of the different celebrations coming up this time of year. It's a very exciting time, so it's just such the best time. I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you so much, all. Hi, Carly. Carly is my son's girlfriend, and I met her today, and she's on. And I had to say hi because last time I missed her. But Lalanya is my wrenchy. She is my helper, helps a lot. And when she gets on here, if you guys have questions and I'm not paying attention, you can message Lalanya, and she is awesome. She's right on top of things, and she will also direct you wherever you need to go as well. So thank you very much, everybody, and have a great night. And I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye.